Alright, so I look like shit, so don't focus on this, focus on what I'm trying to say. I'm sitting here like literally clearing out like piles and piles of, oh, see if I can even pick it up. Like just, I have a mountain full of mail here that I just haven't gone through, and I've even found like money, like checks that have come in that I didn't even know I had, because I like mail is something that just stresses me out, so I rarely go through it, or I shouldn't say rarely. I look for things that need to be opened right away, and then the rest I ignore, and then I miss out on a lot of stuff. So anyway, I'm trying to organize myself because I'm sick of my life being in disarray. And on that topic of disorganization, a lot of this disorganizing, or a lot of this, I can't even think of the word. I can't put words together sometimes. It's so difficult for me. This is why I don't do videos. Anyway, excuse me. A lot of times when there's a lot of chaos around you, it is due to these really low vibrating entities that are either infiltrating your life to a degree, or are trying to infiltrate your life to a degree, or are infiltrating your life through other people, because sometimes you can have a low vibrating entity or entities, aka demons, attacking you via other people who are letting them into their life, who are in close proximity to you, like your spouse or your children or your parents or your best friend or your whatever, coworkers, people who you have a close association to, that are engaging in things that are not good for them, things that are attracting this shit, this crap to their life. And so you're in close proximity to it through association, and it starts affecting you. So I've noticed that that's happening in my life, not because of anything that I'm particularly doing, but just people around me. And it doesn't matter how much I try to help them. Like sometimes I just have to like form a wall, form a barrier to protect myself and protect my own sanity. But one thing that I really noticed affects people in this disgusting negative, I don't even want to call it negative, because when I think of demons, I think of literal shit. Like it's the dirtiest of the dirty. Like it's just like this disgusting vibrational muck, this stuff you don't want to touch, like shit, because it's dangerous and it'll kill you, because it'll ruin your body, right? It'll cause disease. It'll do all sorts of horrible things. Anyway, so these are the things that I have noticed will invite demons into your home, because of the, do research behind all this shit. The roots of these activities and what they are really centered in. For instance, people who watch pornography, the porn actresses on these films or videos or whatever are usually people who are trafficked, people who are tricked into pornography, people who come from childhoods that are filled with trauma and abuse, who no other form of lifestyle, and so they fall easily as prey into these types of things. I could even feel like things don't want me to talk about this. I could actually feel like, oh. Anyway, people who are drugged and kept drug addicted in order to keep them dependent on either the drugs or money that they're being paid with to perform in these videos. I mean, it's disgusting to go down the rabbit hole and see what pornography is really all about, and what the roots of it are, because it's very traumatic. I know it's traumatic to my psyche, so I try to not even think about these things a lot of the time, because I will literally have nightmares about it. So anyway, that's one thing that I noticed will invite demons into your home if you participate in the viewing of pornography. Two, if you participate in things that are bad for your body, especially to your mental health. Anytime you do alcohol or any type of recreational drug or even pharmaceutical drugs, opiates, painkillers, things like that, you are opening up yourself to demonic possession because you are emptying your mind, and an empty mind is a welcome mat to demons. So if you are meditating, you need to be very careful, because when you meditate, you are, you know, basically making your mind blank. So you need to be in a really, I don't know why, but this little hair is bothering me. You need to be in this really enlightened or really good space when you begin meditating, and always meditate outdoors. For some reason, I just feel like when you meditate outdoors, it's more difficult for these disgusting entities to come into you. Or if you're going to be meditating indoors, make sure that there's a lot of protection, either through sigils, amulets, any type of symbolism surrounding you, crystals, anything like that, that is going to ward off these disgusting entities, and just build up your armor of protection. Like, be in a grounded space to where it's very difficult for these things to attach themselves to you. I personally am not someone who meditates, because, like I said, just talking about these things, like, I feel like, ugh, you know. So, you know, anytime you engage in recreational drugs, you are opening up that mind space for things to come into you. So be careful if you're taking certain things, as you know, for medicinal purposes, and you know that you've done all your, you know, you've covered all your bases so that things don't come into your life that way, then you should be okay. But if you're engaging in them like out of gluttony, just like some people do so with food, then you're going to put yourself in a very bad spot to be infiltrated by these things. Third, and this one's going to be a very if this isn't more controversial than pornography, I don't know what will be. So third, another thing that I noticed a lot of people get demon possessed by is Christianity. I know this sounds crazy. A lot of people are going to be like, but Christianity is what helps get, you know, rid people of demons or whatever. No. If, again, you study the roots of most of these religions, how they were founded, what they really believe in, how they've actually turned into, how they are actually dark magicians who have fooled people into seeing them as beings of light. I personally don't believe in seeing the devil, but I do believe in the mythology of it, and I understand where Christians are coming when they talk about seeing the devil, because they're basically letting you know exactly what they are. It's like, you know, the devil, as described in the Bible, or Satan, the devil, whatever, he was once one of the most beautiful angels that God had ever created. He was adorned with all the jewels, all the precious jewels. He was just glorious. He was beautiful, right? And he became a fallen angel, and so he was still called the angel of light. I think I forget which, but either Satan or the devil, one of those titles is called like a deceiver. It means to deceive. So, you know, this beautiful angel of light comes to you and acts like they are God sent or something good, something to help you. You know, someone who's going to help you out, but in reality, they're there to destroy you, right? So that's the way I see Christianity. If you see the foundations of Christianity, where it came from, how it came to be, the teachings of it, the so-called ministers and priests and preachers and all these people who are supposed to be there to help you and make your life better, most of the time when you research their lives, they're like corrupt people. They're molesting children. They're fleecing the churches, the parishioners, the flock of their money, while they're living these lavish lifestyles. They're hiring prostitutes. They're engaging in drugs. They're doing all sorts of shit, right? I noticed that the people who become super religious and attached to religion, Christian religion, Hindu, not Hindu, I mean, it could be with Hindu too, but Islam, anyone who's really attached to these patriarchal religions that teach about God and God's love and whatever, I feel like the more they are consumed by it, the more demon possessed they become. And it's really sad to see, because a lot of times it comes in a form of mental illness, where you will notice that a lot of people who suffer from mental illness, schizophrenia, and Other types of mental illnesses are usually like, they usually think they're like the prophets from God, or they usually feel this really close connection to God. And I think it's because, like, in their journey to look into these spiritual things, they went down the wrong path, and then they became possessed. So I'm just saying, be careful. Like, really, really study the origins of things. Don't be fooled. Even, you know, the savviest, the wisest of people can fall prey to these demonic entities. They are not human. They have lived for eons and have studied humanity and know exactly how to trick us, know exactly how to get into us. Every single one of us can fall prey easily. And so when then there's these planetary alignments that are occurring right now, like eclipses and retrogrades and all these things that are happening, they open portals, so they make it easier for these things to attack us. So if you're not in the right headspace, you're gonna fall victim to them. And if you start dabbling in things that you don't really know how to maneuver, then you're gonna be, you're gonna open portals even more and be possessed. Or if you start, listening to things that you feel are really, really spiritual, but you're already like weakened and whacked, and you start going into deeper things. This is the thing. It's like, if you're gonna start, it's like with anything. If you're going to take psychedelic drugs in order to become more enlightened or more knowledgeable and free yourself from something, you need to do the homework first. You need to be in the right place and have the right head knowledge to know what the fuck you're doing. You can't just go and trip out and think everything's going to be okay. It's not. If you're going to go down the rabbit hole and you're going to start discovering origins of things and the roots of things, you're going to be faced with really, really shocking and traumatic information. So you need to be in the right headspace too, because it's enough to fucking flip you out, make you traumatized, make you mentally insane. That's what I'm telling you. Sometimes I don't even go through and research shit because I can't handle it. So if you're someone who is going in green, you're gonna fuck yourself up. And same thing with spirituality. Spirituality is very tricky. It's there for everyone, but you got to like really come in with a neutral outlook, and like want to seek things out for the right reasons too. Ego is one of those things that's gonna fucking kill you. If you go in the search for knowledge in order to become a prophet or a guru or a fucking cult leader or someone who thinks that they're gonna be more special than everybody else, your ego already fucking condemned you, and you're going to be one of those people who's gonna be easily open to demonic attack. Anyway, this is just just trying to warn you guys, like, be careful. Even through association right now, I'm going through like stuff where I'm like, fuck, like sometimes you want to help people, but you have to be able to determine whether you can help people in a way that it's not going to hurt you. This is the reason why I'm not a demonologist. I strongly feel demonology is a calling. So you either have what it takes to be one or you don't, and it's something that you're born with. It's not something that you can actually like make yourself become. I don't fuck with demons. I don't go out looking for them because I personally don't want to get possessed. And sometimes being around people who are demon possessed, even when you try to help them, you could end up hurting yourself. So you have to build these boundaries where you're like, I want to help you and I want to love you, but you got to do the homework to help yourself first. And a lot of these people are so in it and so messed up already that it's very difficult to help them. Anyway, just telling you, man, avoid this crap. Avoid the shit. Don't touch the shit. Don't eat the shit. Stay away from it. Stay away from Ouija boards. Stay away from anything with a fucking low vibration, man. If you start feeling lightheaded, if you start feeling dizzy, if you start feeling weird, if your gut tells you don't fucking go there, listen to your gut and don't do it. Because once you have these icky fucking shit on you, it's very difficult to let go. It's very not to let go and to have them let go of you. That's what the problem is. It's not that you don't want to let go, it's that they don't let go of you. So just be careful. There's a lot of that going on right now. There's a lot of demonic activity right now. A lot of it. So be fucking careful.